Hey guys, welcome back. Just trying to put my glove on. It's a bit sticky. Oh, there we go. I've got messy glove. I've been painting. What's new? Okay. 4 colours. Black and white, pink and turquoise. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to do a 4 flip cup but drag. Just because I haven't done one for a while, I've probably forgotten how to do it. Right. My mix is, I'm just going to write on that again because it's writing's come off. Right, 60% glue, 30% water, 10% floetrol. I used to be doing 65% glue and 35% water, but now that I've added a little bit of floetrol, the floetrol's quite thick, it's thicker than water, so I've had to reduce the amount of glue. So that's what I've done there. Just to help the floetrol's just to help the paint dry a little better. So in my cups, I've got about 150 grams-ish of mixed paint. So 300, 600, I need 600 grams of mixed paint for this size. It's a 30 by 40 or 12 by 16 inch thick card. I just get it from eBay. Sells treadmill silicone. It's just 100% silicone. Doesn't matter what brand, just get 100% silicone. And I'm going to do 5 drops. I just won't do the black. I'll do the white. Whoops. Oh, that was a run of it. Probably 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. My mix is pretty thick. It makes a little mound, little sand castle. Give it a good mix in. Didn't do the black, did I? You see how it's leaving a mound? You can see how it's ribboning on top. Stays there for a second before it sinks down. That's a nice thick consistency. Maybe like yogurt. Maybe not so thick. Pouring custard. About that. Okay, so let's get to layering. 4 little cups here. Hopefully it won't be too thick. It feels thick, but shouldn't be too thick. I've just been playing with the Liquitex Basics paint. It was a little thinner, so this feels a bit thicker in comparison, which is probably right. So I'm just breaking up my black and my white with the turquoise and the pink. Don't want the black next to the white. I don't want too much grey. No doubt we'll get some grey, but I don't want too much. And the paint's pretty thick, so hopefully it won't blend too much. If your paints are really thin, they are going to blend more and tend to get more of a muddy look when they're really thin. But if they're thicker, they tend to stay more separate. But it's a fine line between being too thick that they won't spread nicely. So that's the white on the pink, so hopefully I'll get a nice little bit of pale pink as well as the dark pink. Looks like a good consistency. It's sitting on top nicely. And I didn't want the turquoise with the pink because I'll probably get maybe a shade of purple with those two. You know, blue and red make purple. So turquoise and pink are in the same kind of family, so try to keep them apart. And I'm just going to keep layering until I've used it all. So that's 2, isn't it? 2 layers. So let's do a third. Normally I only get 2 layers, but then I have, 6 or 7 different paint colours. I'll use up all this white. So with my 150 grams of paint in the cups, the turquoise and the pink have got 140. I did 70 grams of pouring medium and 70 grams of paint because I wanted more black and white, and then I made up for that lack of paint in the white and the black. I did 80 and 80, so I had 160 grams of the black and the white, just so that I had a little bit of extra black and white. I didn't want the colours to take over too much. Still not quite sure what they're going to do, whether I maybe need to cut back on the colours, because I do want quite a lot of black and white in this. But I'm only doing a little one now, a little practice one, just to see how the ratio of colours are working. And if I'm happy with it, I'll do a big one with the same ratios, or if I'm not happy, if the pink and turquoise really take over, then I can adjust it for the next one, reduce the amount of colour and increase the amount of black and white. But we'll see how it goes today. So I enjoyed working with the Liquitex Basics for my other pour. The more expensive paints, they are much more highly pigmented, and they do give you a lovely bright finished painting. Let's finish off this pink here. Hopefully the pink against the black will look pretty. Do you remember when my mix was a bit too thick and I said I got the hazy kind of cells? I'm just wondering if me having a little bit of floetrol in the mix might prevent that from happening as well, because this is quite a thick mix. It leaves a mound on a mound, like a little sand castle, as I've mentioned to you before. If you've been down to the beach and you drizzle wet sand and you make that little castle, that's the kind of thing that you get when you drizzle your paint in. Sometimes it can be a little bit too thick. Oops. These little cups are so soft. Me just squishing them. I'm squishing them. Alright, try not to move that one because it's kind of getting squished. So looking good so far. Look at those cells. See how the paint just sits in a blob? It's quite thick. So anyway, I'm hoping that if my mix is a little bit on the thick side, that the floetrol might just counteract that and not be too thick. Right, so hopefully I'll still get nice cells and not those hazy edged ones. Those ones look okay so far, but we'll see what happens. So, black and white. Now these two colours are limited edition colours, and I have just spent the last hour trying to copy them to match them up. Coastal Turquoise and Hibiscus. So what I've done with this one, because they were both pretty much empty and I really love the colour, so I need to copy them because we won't be getting any more of these from Global. So Coastal Turquoise, I basically put turquoise and cobalt and white. So that's how I work it out. That's the top one, that's the original one there. And then I write how much turquoise, cobalt and white I add, and I add and I add and I add, and I keep stirring until I get it pretty much perfect. So the underneath one is my one. It's a little bit wetter, it might look a touch lighter, but that's it there. So it's pretty similar, isn't it? And then I've done the same with the hibiscus. The original one, well, it's drier, but it looks a little bit redder. I'm happy with mine because I wanted it a slightly little bit more on the pink side. So red, white, and a tiny little bit of magenta. So that's how I got that. So that's what I do. I just play around until I've matched them. That's the original one there, and my one is the end one. That's the original and that's the end one. So that's what I do to any colours that I really like that I can't get anymore. Okay, let's flip these babies. I'll do this one first because it's all squished. It's got a lot of paint left in there. No, don't run away, don't run away. Right, loving those colours. Let's just put a little bit back. See, it's going a bit grey. I don't know that I want to, I've got quite a bit left in that one. I don't really know that I want to use it. I'll see, I'll keep it. The grey and the white have mixed over there. Where it first comes out, it's lovely and coloured, and then as it comes down and it's mixed more, it tends to be a little bit more on the grey side. Right, well, it's quite dark. I wasn't actually wanting it to be that dark. I was hoping for more of this. See how you can see the white? Anyway, we'll see what happens. I can always cut back next time. I did have more black than the other colours. As I said, more black and white and less of the colours, so the white's popping up there. Whoa, I got a bit close there. That's no good. A little bit too close. Paint's really thick. It's taking a while for the heat to travel down. This one's reacting really well. Getting a little caterpillar there. Okay. If you've been seeing where I just flipped the cups over, you'll have noticed that I said to you guys I haven't been getting caterpillars since I've been changing to just the flip and not the flip and drag. And then as soon as I do a flip and drag, caterpillars. Okay. I don't know whether I should pop that back on. It's got quite a bit of paint in there. I might just put it here and take it through there. Hopefully it's the right decision. It's not going to be too muddy. Oh, look at that. That's really pretty. Just a little bit through there, just to break up that black. That's where all my white is. It's down the bottom. And I need to torch this new bit, try and torch the new bit without getting the old bit. I don't know how successful that was, but anyway. All right, now I'm happier with that. I've got some more white. And the white's popping up with the cells there. Tiny, tiny little cells, so my mix is obviously quite thick. All right, let's do this. I need a stick to catch that there. Use my sticks that I've used to mix with. Come down to the side first. This is all moving down. It's got a long way to go to get to this bit here. And then back. Have I got any paint left? I didn't leave any paint, you know. Usually I'll leave a little bit to put on my corners, but I haven't kept any. Scrape this out. You know how I like my corners covered. If I don't get right to that little corner, I don't mind if it's black. Okay, now I'm just going to go straight down. What I'm going to do is just help that over the edge, like so. Help the paint flow. I've got much more paint here. It wants to just race off before that goes. But I can't really stop it from doing that. Okay, it's over. Come back. I was really hoping for some big cells, but I don't think I'm going to be able to stretch it as much as I would like to, because the whole surface was pretty much covered, which means there's nowhere for the paint to go. If you don't have a lot of blank area, you can't really stretch it that much. But hey, we can do a pour with little cells for a change, can't we? We always do big cells. It'd be nice to have a pour with little cells. I was actually thinking about it the other day. Wouldn't it be nice just to have little cells, but perfectly formed little cells? All right, let's go back over to this edge here. Got a long way to go. And back. Try to center the paint again. I'm just going to have to go zigzag. It's much darker than I was hoping for. I'm going to have to, if I do this again, I'm going to really cut down on the black and put more white in, because I love up here. This is what I was going for, this stripy look with the white and the pink and the turquoise. But I have got a lot of grey in it. But what can you do? What can you do? I've got a little bit of turquoise. Let's put a little bit of turquoise there. So watch this space. I'll be doing this again. These colours, and I will cut back on the black. See this area down here, it's pretty much all grey. Don't want to lose all my pink over the edge. Come back, pink, come back. Okay, so all covered. And I'm just going to put my hand in the middle under there, because this is coming in like that and I don't like that. I'd like it to go more that way and for that line to straighten up a bit. So I'm going to do that. Keeping the top half flat and bottom half bending. There we go, that worked. And I don't want to lose this pink off the side. Now, just check my composition. Actually, that can go over a little bit. This blue can widen up a little bit and get rid of some of that black. So let's do that. There we go. Love these cards. It's so easy to just say, oh, I want this to go that way, and then just pop your hand under and it's done. So nice. Okay, well, plenty of cells. A bit galactic, isn't it? The cells are really pretty. They're well shaped. So if my mix was a little bit too thick, the floetrol has certainly helped. Yeah, they're nicely shaped. They've got rings around them. These ones over here have got 3 rings. They've got pink, then white, and then again, I guess a greyish blue in the middle. But yeah, a little bit too much black. So I was after more this. Look at this. This is really pretty. See how this is really bright up here? And over there, got a lot of white. So do it again. This band's pretty. Do it again and cut down on the black. So I might do half the amount of black and make up for it more white. So a lot of white, medium of blue, medium of pink, and less of black. So I'll try that next time. And not put quite so much paint on the surface so that I can maybe stretch it a little bit more. When I walked around, I just saw how dark it was at the bottom. I'm just going to see if I can maybe bring some of this pink and this blue down just a touch. Now this is very squished over here. Squished, like my terminology. I'm going to see if I can open that up a bit, this corner. See what I can do. Just going to see if I can let that corner fall off a bit. If possible, bend it. And hopefully the rest of it's not going out of whack. There, how's that? Just open those little cluster of cells that I had there. Just trying to open that up a tiny little bit more. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. Not too much fiddling is no good. That little cluster there could also be stretched out a bit just by bending that corner down like so. Easy enough to do when you've got the card. Just open it up a bit. All right, I think that's enough. So would really love it if it didn't have so much black in it, because the black has gone a little bit grey, but hey, it's still really pretty. I'm happy with it. It's very galactic, isn't it? Take you in for a close-up. I know, stop fiddling. Stop fiddling, Julie. Just seeing if I can take that blue down a bit more, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to have black there and blue there. I'll try again. I'll do it again because I really love the colours. Alrighty. Pretty, pretty. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. As I said, my mix was probably a tiny bit on the thick side. That's why I got those really tiny little cells to begin with. And I had such a lot of paint on the surface, I wasn't able to stretch my paint out too much. So as I said, we'll go again, try again in these same colours and hopefully get a better result with the next one. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Australian Acrylic Pouring Group on Facebook. And I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.